It's the Foreseer. How y'all doing today? As promised, I was going to show you all how I go from hair that needs to be washed to a full style. So I literally just got out the shower. I have not towel dried my hair or anything. I just wanted to show you all what my hair looks like
fresh out
of the shower, still dripping. Tomorrow I really want to do a very straight, sleek style. So I'm going to need to flat iron my hair. And I just want to show you all the process of how I go from wet hair. Wet, it's pretty shrunken. There's some shrinkage here. It's about the same length as it was in the video I just did. So I had been running and gardening for like 2 weeks right after I had retightened my hair, and my length was about the same because I was retaining a lot of the moisture from the air and the humidity and sweating and all of that. So if you compare the videos, my hair is about the same length wet as it is in the previous video. Okay, I did towel dry my hair some, and a really interesting observation about washing my hair. When I was a loose natural, I used so much conditioner. Like I used to go through probably one jumbo size container of conditioner every other wash. So if I got a regular size conditioner, I would go through one regular size conditioner every single wash. Now it's flipped. I use way more shampoo than I do conditioner. And actually, I dilute my conditioner. So you know how it's kind of thick and creamy? I add water into my conditioner and I shake it up to get it really watery, really viscous, right? And then when I pour a little in my hand just to coat my hands, and then I just gently go through it in sections. And then I rinse it out and I make sure it's all rinsed out. If you leave conditioner in your hair too long or you don't rinse it out all the way, it can cause your locks to slip right out. So if you're using conditioner on your locks and you're nervous about it, go with it really sparingly. Just use a little. A little goes a long way with Microlocs. All right, so I told y'all I'm going to go for a very sleek hairstyle tomorrow. So my ends, they dried just a little bit. Let me just give y'all a little zoom in. Zoomies. Okay. So I'm going for a sleek style. So what I have, I've got a bunch of these and I've got a scarf. I'm going to band my hair. I don't really want to go from doing a roller set to going fully straight, because if I'm going to do a roller set and spend all that time, I'm going to want the curls. And since I'm going for a straight style, that is kind of counterproductive. So I'm going to band my hair. Let me show you. So I'm just pulling all my hair, not too tight, but just enough that I can get. That's one of my baby hairs. You can see my baby hairs. They're gonna need to be retwisted. I retwist them every time I wash. There's a lot of them. Okay, so I got this. When I'm banding my hair, I try to make sure the base is pretty loose. I do this because as my hair dries, it gets even tighter in the banding, and I want to be able to sleep, and I want to make sure that my hair is not suffering from unnecessary tension. Now my hair is really thick. I might break this one, so I'm gonna have to come back with a bigger one. I find that using ace bandages are really great for banding my hair. They're also wonderful when I do things like sock twists, because they're stretchy and they give the hair room to move in. And it's really great in that it doesn't create tension. And I've talked to you all about how tension can be really difficult for small locks because it puts tension on the base, it puts tension on the length of the lock, and this could cause weakening of the lock over time or slippage of the lock over time. So as you can see, I'm just crisscrossing the ace bandage over top of my hair and securing the ends before I continue to the ace bandage all the way to the ends as well. It's not perfect. There's a couple little babies slipping out, and it didn't completely cover all of my hair, but that's okay because I want it to dry. All right, so now comes for this part. I'm gonna keep it real simple. Once these are smoothed, I tuck some of them behind my ears, some of my loose pieces. Okay. I think my neighbors can see me. Okay. Let's tie it nice and securely. Okay. All right. Now I can go sit under the dryer, and I'll come back to y'all tomorrow morning just to show you how I am going to get my hair straight. All right. Bye. So I went ahead off camera and completed the majority of my hair. It took me about maybe an hour and a half to get to the front where I am here. I just want to show you the difference between what has been completed and what has not. So you can see the difference, and I really just want to get those ends sleek. So I have a really specific method I use for flat ironing my microlocs. I definitely avoid applying too much heat to the base of the roots of my locks. I do this because you'll always hear me talking about how important it is to make sure that the roots, the base of your locks, are very sturdy and strong. So I don't want to apply much heat to it so it doesn't stretch them out and cause slippage that could cause potential harm to my locks. So I don't actually start applying any pressure to the flat iron until I've reached a little ways away from my roots. Now, my ends, you'll see, were originally 2-strand twists. You can still see some of the twist pattern. And so it behaves very similarly to loose natural hair. So while the hair that has been interlocked with my tool, with my needle, is very sturdy and behaves very differently than the ends of my hair, which are 2-strand twists, which were not formed through the needle, through the locking technique. And so I do spend a little bit more time on the end of my locks just to make sure that I get out all of the elements that will keep it from being as smooth as possible. And again, I only do this when I am doing a straight style. As you'll see here, I'm just going through and twisting the baby hairs around my hairline. I did not lock my baby hairs. I did not lock my hairline. I know that tension can be an issue in the lock community, which can lead to tension alopecia. And as a super protective method, I just did not lock my hairline at all. Now, over time, some of these baby hair twists grow out pretty long. But as you can imagine, they'd be really, really tiny. And so I'll use, if that happens, that's happened like 2 or 3 times, I'll remove those locks and I will use them as extensions for areas in my hair where I might need a couple inches to even out. I mentioned before the back of my hair was a lot shorter than the front of my hair. So I've been trimming, and I've also been adding locks I've harvested from my own head back into the back to give me the even length that I would like. Now, I would definitely not recommend folks flat iron their hair every day. I do not. It might be every other month. When I do my hair like this, it lasts a really, really long time. Even when I do roller sets. So I'm just showing you honestly how I go from one state to another. You have to really evaluate your own hair. I mean, speak with someone who may be a professional if you're thinking about it, and do your own research for yourself. Everybody's hair is different. Everybody's hair acts a little differently, as it should. It's unique and it's beautiful. And so I just urge you all to do your research and be honest with yourself and your hair and make the decisions that will create the most health and harmony in your hair.
So I think that's it for the video. So I'm going to close you all out with a couple of shots, a couple views from different angles. And if you're still viewing this right now, I just want to tell you all thank you so much. I'm so grateful to have you all here. Thank you so much for the likes. Thank you so much for the subscriptions. I am so grateful and sending you all the most hair joy one could ever send. Okay, I love you. Bye-bye.